What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Hope you all having a great day so far. The weekend is finally upon us. Um, so yeah, getting into today's episode of GH Fantasy. So it's morning time in Port Charles. We're at the Quartermaine estate. Tracy's in the living room getting coffee. She has a glow about her today. She's overjoyed for some reason, beaming from ear to ear. When AJ came into the living room, he asked her what the hell she's so happy about, and she said that today is the day that steam will be coming out of Luke Spencer's ears. She says she gonna finally make him pay for everything he's done, and she's definitely gonna hit him where it hurts the most. So in the meantime, she asked AJ about Michael since she heard about the car accident last night, and she said she wanted to know how he was doing. And AJ told her that he had a couple of scrapes and bruises, but he was gonna be all right. The CTE scans came back, and no brain damage, no serious injuries. He's gonna be good. Um, she was happy about that. And then AJ told her that he wanted to talk about business because they needed to talk about ELQ Media, the media division of ELQ Enterprises, and she told him that that could kind of wait or whatever, but he told her that it's important because he has a new business venture that he's looking into, and it's going to cost to buy it, it's going to cost at least $20 million. And she was like, there's no way in hell she's approving that because she needs to see the business plan, she needs to know what kind of business he wants to buy, so she needs to see all of that. So he gave her the folder with all the information in it, and that's when Sky walked in. And Tracy looked at her like she was about to throw daggers at her. So Tracy told Sky to get the hell out. And Sky told her that she's actually leaving Port Charles today because she has to go to California to check up on Lila Ray because she's in college at UCLA. So she has to go there to check up on her. And Tracy told her that she might not want to come back. Um, So Tracy told AJ that she'll meet him at the office or whatever. They could go over to do business or whatever that he wants to buy. And AJ asked her, he asked Sky, is Lila Ray the only reason that she's leaving town? But she said Lila Ray, she's not the only reason she's leaving. It's just that, it's going to be too difficult living in the house with Tracy and bumping into Luke all the time. So she was like, it's best that she just go and get out of everybody's face. But AJ did say that he was going to miss her. And moving on from that scene, we get Luke at the Hornet Star. He's at the Hornet Star pouring himself a glass of bourbon when Lulu walked in and asked him what the hell was that all about at the party. And Luke told her that he didn't want to talk about it, but she told him that she got a folder, like the manila envelope. She said that it was sitting outside the door or whatever. She gave it to him. He opened it, and he was not happy at what he saw. So she asked him what it was or whatever, and he told Lulu that it was divorce papers from Tracy. But then as he looked further into the divorce documents, he was pissed. He got on the phone immediately and called Alexis and asked her to come to the Hornet Star. They need to talk ASAP. Um, so anyway, Julian was at his office at Jerome Media, and he was on the phone with somebody about not wanting to do some type of movie review because I guess the person on the phone wants him to do like cover. They want Jerome Media to do coverage for a movie premiere, and he said there's no way in hell that Jerome Media is gonna do any type of media coverage for The Boy with the Chipmunk Tattoo Part Two. He said there's no way in hell because he said the first movie bombed 7 years ago. So he said there's no way they're covering this travesty of a movie. So he told the person on the phone to tell their client, David Vickers Buchanan, that he's not covering that joke of a movie premiere. And that's when he hung up the phone. And Alexis came in and told him that she's gonna have to skip out on brunch at the Metro Court because she has to go have a meeting with Luke. So Julian told her that they could just have a quick little rendezvous in the office. And Alexis told him that she really can't because she really got to go to the Haunted Star to meet up with Luke. And Julian told her that they're definitely having dinner at the Metro Court later tonight. And she said she wouldn't miss it for the world. He actually has a couple meetings today himself, and then he got to do some, send some reporters out to go take pictures of Faith Roscoe because she's having her arraignment today. So he wants all the dirt on that. So meanwhile, at the PCPD, Faith is sitting in a holding cell, and that's when she gets a visitor, Ava Jerome. So Ava comes down and laughs at Faith for getting herself caught and locked up. And Faith told her that Ava and their business partner better get her out of jail because she's not doing a day in prison. And Ava told her that there's no way in hell they can get her out because she's looking at reckless endangerment, reckless driving, attempted murder on Emily Cassadine. She was like, there's no way any lawyer could get her out of it. She's gonna do jail time. She's gonna go to prison. And Faith told Ava that if they don't get her out or come up with some type of plan, she says she will expose everybody, Ava and their business partner. And Ava told her that she's in no position to make threats because people who make threats end up dead. And that's when Faith Roscoe started smiling and told Ava that even if she dies, Ava's going to sit in prison for the rest of her life because she has one piece of evidence that could put Ava away for the rest of her life. And Ava squinted her eyes at her and asked her what the hell is she talking about. And that's when Faith told her that all she needs to worry about is getting her out of prison because if she don't, her whole world is going to crash down around her. So that's when Ava left and got on the phone and called their business partner and told them that they got a problem. They said they need to figure out a way to get Faith out of jail or else all hell is going to break loose. So Ava told her partner that she may have a way. And that's when she hung up. So meanwhile, at Jason and Sam's penthouse, Jason was making coffee or whatever. And that's when Sam came downstairs and said Scout is still sleeping. And Danny is upstairs refusing to go to school this morning because he doesn't feel too good. So she said she's gonna allow him to stay home today, even though she know he faking. um, that's when they, started talking about Faith Roscoe and stuff like that. And Sam asked Jason, does he think Faith was working alone or Jason said him and Sonny don't think so. They think she's definitely working with somebody because they feel like Faith doesn't have it in her to pull everything off by herself. He felt like Trevor Lansing wasn't the only person that was working with them. But hopefully, once she goes to prison, it'll all be behind them. And that's when they got a knock at the door, and it was Diane. So Diane came in and told Jason that she had some interesting information to share with him, and she already sent a copy of the documents to Sonny. She said that somebody bought the old Demira. I mean, I said Demira. Hold up. They bought the old Zakara mansion, and that's when Jason was looking kind of shocked. He was like, "Who the hell would buy the Zakara mansion?" And Diane says she don't know. She was like, "It's buried. The deed is in a whole bunch of LLCs. Like it's in some type of holding company's name. So she don't know who bought it, the actual identity of the person. But she's gonna keep trying to figure it out." So that's when Jason told her to just hold off on that. He'll probably get Spinelli on it and figure the rest of it out. And that's when Diane left, and Sam was like, "What the hell is going on?" And Jason figured, Sam asked him, "Do you think it's Johnny Zakara?" And Jason told her no, because Johnny's in prison still serving a 20-year sentence. And he doesn't have the funds to really buy a mansion or anything for that matter. So he was like, he don't know who it could be. He said he knows for sure Anthony Zakara is dead, so there's no way he would buy back his own mansion. But he said that he's gonna try to figure it out. So anyway, Alexis goes to see Luke, and Lulu was telling her that he got the divorce papers, but he still won't tell her what's in the papers. And that's when Luke said he gave the papers to Alexis, and Alexis was looking at him in shock. Um, she was looking at the papers, and Lulu kept asking him, "What the hell are in the papers?" And that's when Alexis said that Tracy wants $50,000 a month in spousal support for the next 7 years. She also wants the $10 million that Luke stole out of her bank account. She also wants 100% ownership of the Hornet Star. And she wants back the initial investment that she put into the Hornet Star. Luke said there's no way in hell he's giving her any of that. He said he will give her back the investment money, but he's not giving her everything. And Alexis said, well, they might have a fight on their hands then because Tracy's not letting it go. And that's when Lulu told Luke that she'll see him later. So meanwhile, at Tracy's office at ELQ, AJ came in and asked her, did she look over the documents? And she said, yeah. She said, the new business venture would be definitely a good one for ELQ Media, for their media division. Um, but they need to come down off the price a little bit. That $20 million price tag is a pretty hefty. And that's when, AJ told her, he was like, that he can call the attorney for Chandler Enterprises to see if they're willing to drop the price. But it is a good deal though, because not only are you getting Talk Tempo, which is a talk show, you're also getting Tempo magazine as a combination, as a package deal. And he says that when he talked to J.R. Chandler, he was sure that he wanted to sell both. So he might could talk him down to maybe 15 million, maybe. But he'll try to get in touch with their attorney to find out. Meanwhile, over at Jerome Media, Maxie came into Julian's office to talk about the budget for Crimson, and Julian told her she needs to trim that budget down because there's no way in the world he's paying that kind of money for them to do a photo shoot in Abu Dhabi. He said there's no way in the world. And she told him that that photo shoot is very important for the next issue and they have to get it done in Abu Dhabi because it's a perfect location for that shoot, for that issue. Um, but he told her that he needs every dime because he plans on buying an asset for his media company. He plans on buying Talk Tempo and Tempo magazine. And he said right now they're kind of in a little bit of a bidding war and he needs every dime. Um, but Maxie told him that it wasn't fair that her company had to be slashed in order for him to buy another media business. And he told her, well, that's the way it is. Get the budget down. So Maxie left and she called Nathan and told him that she needed to meet with him. Then she sent out a text to Felicia and Mac and told them to meet her at the apartment. So they're all at the apartment, and she told them that she needs all of them to pull, they all need to pull their resources together because she wants to buy Crimson. She wants to make Crimson an independent company. And she was like, it's going to cost at least upwards to like $3.5 million to buy it. Matt told her that there's no way in the world they can afford that because him and Felicia, they're doing, they got their retirement money, they got their savings, plus he owns the floating rib. But he said even with all that, it still doesn't even add up to a million. So there's no way they could do that. And she asked Nathan if he could call Obrecht and see if she could throw some money in, but he was like he doubts that she's gonna give $1 million up if she even has $1 million. And Max suggested that maybe they go to a bank for a loan. But Maxie says she's determined to get Crimson away from Jerome Media because she wants full autonomy over the company. Um, so meanwhile, while Tracy's in her office, Lulu comes in and she tells Tracy that she feels bad for what her father did to her, but she feels that it's absurd for the amount of money that Tracy's asking for in the divorce. Tracy told Lulu that she loves her as a daughter, but told her to back off from this. She said this has nothing to do with Lulu. Lulu told her that it does have something to do with her because that's her dad. And Tracy warned Lulu to stay out of it. And Tracy told Lulu that this is just between us or whatever, and he owes me money and I'm gonna get it. And Lulu asked Tracy when did she become so ruthless and cold. And Tracy smiled at her and told her she's always been ruthless. Um, so meanwhile, AJ goes meet up with Sky. Sky told him that she's, got all her bags and she's on her way out of town. And, they gave each other a hug. She told him that she already talked to Monica and Alan about it and they're cool with her leaving. He said that, he's definitely going to visit her in LA when he get a chance and to give a hug to Lila Ray for him. So anyway, it's time for Faith Roscoe's arraignment. So Faith goes to her arraignment. Scott Baldwin is there to represent her in the case, and he assured her that there probably will be no bail because of the litany of crimes against her. He doubts she'll get bail. She might be held without bail. So she goes into the courtroom, and the DA, District Attorney McCoy, tells the judge that he wants no bail. He wants her remanded in police custody, held in police custody until trial. And Scott told the judge that he wants his client to have bail with provisions that she has an ankle monitor on. She's willing to surrender her passports. And the judge felt that due to severity of the case, she should be held without bail and she will be held without bail. So when he said, "Oh, it's adjourned," the officers were taking her out of the court. And that's when a gang of guys came in and started shooting up the courtroom. Scott dropped to the ground. The DA dropped. One of the guards got shot. And that's when Faith kneeled down and took the keys out of the guard's pocket. And that's when they ran out of the courtroom. And they uncuffed her and she got in the car and they drove off. So anyway, that was the end of the episode. Let me know how y'all felt about today's episode. I'll see y'all all later. Have a great day. See y'all later. Peace.